years, it has not happened in the Vedic sciences and technology, Sanskrit science and technology. Why? Why is it that Ayurveda is more environment friendly and not damaging, not giving side effects compared to allopathy? Because in allopathy, every drug is a molecule, single molecule, and it will create repercussions, side effects in a very drastic manner. Whereas in Ayurveda, every medicine is a mixture, it is not a single molecule. There are about 10, 20 ingredients that they balance each other, and I came to know recently because of that balance, they are not only more effective, but they are also not having side effects in Ayurveda. Whereas in same drug, when it is isolated and made a single molecule and used in allopathy, it will not be as effective as Ayurvedic drug or tissue level drug, or it will also create side effects. Not only Ayurveda in India, but in China, in Africa, in all countries. I mean traditional medicine, in a big way. So we have to see that it is not that ancient science and modern science are at contradiction or opposite. If you carefully examine, you will find that the roots of modern sciences are very much in the Sanskrit literature. I have the evidence here in my book, The Physics of Vaiseshika. Here I am able to show Newton's laws and first law, second law, third law, Boyle's law, Pascal's law, electricity, magnetism. This has been published by the Vedic University in Tirupati recently. I spent 15 years in developing this book. Now, similarly, every subject, if you take mathematics, till 14th century AD, Madhava in Kerala gave the original concepts of calculus. Now, after that, Leibniz and Newton took over and calculus came out in Europe. If you look at Ayurveda, we have already seen the allopathy was not there till penicillin was invented. Around 300 years ago, only Ayurveda was there. 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. So allopathy came only recently. It also came out of Ayurveda. Because one proof I will give you, the word Hippocrates, who is the Hippocrates oath which doctors take, it comes from Sanskrit word Supakritas, Supakarta. S becomes H in Greek, through Persian. Supakarta means potion maker. Who is that potion maker? In Europe, before penicillin was invented, that was nothing but herbal medicine and Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is the parent of modern science. So also Vaiseshika is the parent of physics, and Bhaskara, Varahamira and various others are the ancestral originators of mathematics. And coming to computer science, my friend Ram Gopal is sitting here. I also had equally parallel interest, or vice versa also mentioned. I just spent a little bit time on that. I did my MTech in IIT Bombay in 78. I wrote 12 books in computer science, textbooks. Now I wrote a book on knowledge management. To ask a question, what is knowledge? If I ask you a question, what is the language in which you think? Can anybody answer? You say Telugu, Hindi, which is not true because that is only for expression. There are 4 levels of knowledge: Para, Paschyanti, Madhyama and Vaikhari. So Vaikhari is expression, which can be in your Telugu, Hindi or national languages. Para is the other extreme, which is the domain of spiritual, that is Om, Parabrahma or Adi Parasakti. And in between we have Paschyanti and Madhyama. So for these 2 levels, I claim that all knowledge, perception happens in the human mind or even a monkey's mind in terms of objects. So I gave an object knowledge model, Paschyanti, visualization. Because if you take a baby, baby doesn't know any language, but baby also thinks. Baby is able to recognize mother, father, they recognize hunger. So it's able to identify objects, mother, father, hunger, milk, doll. And when the baby grows, it will identify cat, dog, and it will give its own language. Mama, papa, baby, didi, daga, all these small sounds are associated with each object. Am I right? We were all babies once upon a time. We have gone through this process. Till about 12 years, we continue with our own language. And my son used to call a monkey as BB. He doesn't know what is monkey or what is koti. So similarly, when around 8 to 12 years, the mother tongue is superimposed and the child's own language is abandoned. And then English is superimposed and so many other languages superimposed. But the same object knowledge model continues in the mind. This is my claim. So based on this, I gave a BNF grammar of a language called OKM, Object Knowledge Model, into which you can translate from any given national language and back. It is the mathematical equivalent of Sanskrit. It is same as Sanskrit, but Sanskrit is very complex. I made it numeric. Like if you say Ramaha Ravanam Mamara or Ramne Ravan Kumara, it will become in okay, but Rama bracket 1 comma 1 comma 1, Prabhu Bhakti Ekvacham Pullinga, and Ravana bracket 2 comma 1 comma Gita Bhakti Ekvacham Pullinga, and Mark 3 comma 3 comma, third person, past and singular. But one base language has to be there, the India Sanskrit. So all languages can be converted into this form, which is numeric form of Sanskrit. And if you convert all knowledge into this form, you can have a universal knowledge repository, which is not possible today. Today in Google, if you ask a question, what are the recipes of sweets for Deepavali? If you ask that question in Hindi, you will get Hindi sweets. If you ask that question in Telugu, you will get Telugu sweets. If you ask in Marathi, you will get Marathi sweets. No possibility of getting all sweets recipes because all different languages, all different web pages. So this object knowledge model will allow you a cross-lingual, multilingual knowledge retrieval mechanism. I wrote 10 papers and 1 book, and I got a PhD also for this subject. Now I will come to the most sensational part of my talk, which is last, which is Vimana Shastra. Now the basic question which I raised few minutes ago, whether Vyasa, Valmiki are all cheats when they described Pushpa Vimana or Brahmastra or Saurabha Vimana or Vayastra or Arjuna's powers and so on. Are they true? So nobody has an answer for this because we don't have evidence. So I tried to get this evidence by studying various texts, and I found the technologies of 2 levels. One is the post-Mahabharata, another is pre-Mahabharata. So the post-Mahabharata is in Kali Yuga and recent technology, which is low-level, low-key technology. Only temples and idols making and maybe cloth making and things like that. But there were no astras. Brahmastra was not there. After Mahabharata it was closed. And there were no Vimanas also. Vimanas were also closed after Mahabharata. If you look at the descriptions, they are deliberately closed for various reasons. Like nuclear detent today, Brahmastra was closed. So also other astras. After Krishna left this world, Arjuna himself lost all the astras. He was totally useless in front of even hunters and whoever was in the forest. He could not protect women and children. So the low-key technology which we had in the last 3,000 years, or 5,000 years, because Mahabharata was estimated at 3102 BC, so about 5,000 years. So the basic question arises, what is the status of religion, culture, language in the entire world, say 5,000 years, in Mahabharata? Was there Christianity? Was there Islam? Was there Buddhism? Was there Jainism? Was there Judaism? Nothing was there. So what was that? Very few countries were well populated, like Egypt, Iraq, and China. In fact, England doesn't exist, and France doesn't exist at 3,000 years. Rome came later, Greece came a little at that time. Egypt was strong. But if you examine all these civilizations, you will find a commonness, like worshipping sun. Savita Devata, Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimah. You will see that happening in Rome. Who was the god of Rome? Apollo, it was sun. Who was the god of Egypt? Ra, the sun. Who was the god of other cultures in Asia like Japan? The sun. So you will find the commonness, planet worship, Jupiter was worshipped. Today if you go to Tamil Nadu, the temple of Jupiter, I went. Also all the planets. So whatever dharma existed in the whole universe at the time of Mahabharata was nothing but the Sanatana Dharma of India in the whole world. We have evidence to that.